Hi again, this is Matt, and I'm here to talk to you again in our gunsmith series. Here I'm going to speak to hand tools, which every gunsmith is going to need and or accumulate over time. And it doesn't matter if you're just doing it as a hobby or if you're doing it full time, you're going to need some tools. So let's talk about some of the common hand tools. For example, I'll start here with the real simple stuff. Armor's tool for a Glock. Comes in very handy. You want to punch things out. You can never go wrong with an armor's tool. Speaking of punches, you need a punch set similar to this here, because everything comes in different shapes, different sizes, different diameters, and you want to have something that is going to work for you and that is going to work very well. Now, along with punches comes hammering. As you can see here, this hammer has a couple of contact points. This one is brass. This is like a polyurethane. And then we have steel that we can screw off of here and put it onto here if needed. But a lot of times in gunsmithing you're using finesse, which means that you don't want to mar a finish. And a lot of times I'm using this part of the hammer, or brass, because brass is softer than steel, so the chances of marring it far less. So get yourself a hammer like this. You don't have to haul out the real heavy artillery like this guy, when this obviously will work for you just fine. All right, moving on. Measuring. Gunsmiths will have to measure things sometimes for tolerances. Don't go cheap on your measuring gauges. For example, this is a 357 cartridge, and we can see that the OD of it is 0.3755 inches. Now, if I want to convert that to millimeters, boom. Back to inches, boom. Good quality tools are a must. I have had this for 25 years and it's still going strong today. You can measure the outside diameter, the inside diameter. Very, very pleased with that. And speaking of quality when it comes to hand tools, I am somewhat biased for Snap-on tools. And Snap-on doesn't pay me a dime for any of this. I can just tell you, having worked with these things on a daily basis and having had many frustrations with other tools, for certain hand tools, Snap-on's the only thing I'm going to buy. This guy here, at least 27 years old, and it's still ticking, and never a problem with it. Leads us on to screwdrivers. Again, this is my favorite brand. It's got magnetic tips on it, which is great. And speaking of tips, one has to remember that in gunsmithing, the screws on a firearm are not like the wood screws that you're dealing with at your house. So you need specialized bits. Now you can get cheap ones or you can get the high quality ones. What I prefer is the Brownell's Magnatip set, because Brownell's, I've never had any quality issues with them whatsoever. The other thing in hand tool that you're going to need is a rotary tool. Whatever brand you like is fine. A rotary tool that's got variable speed on it, that's the main thing. Now obviously there's going to be more tools that you need, but this is just to give you a brief overview of what you might have to have if you're performing a little bit of gunsmithing. But remember, buy quality tools and you will not be dissatisfied in second guessing that choice. Until next time, be safe, have a good one.